Millions of Americans are about to receive one of the biggest tax refunds ever, and most people don't even know it's coming. According to the IRS, next year's average tax refund won't be around $3,000. It's expected to jump to over $4,100. That's an extra $1,000 back for the typical filer, automatically. But here's the part nobody is talking about. This boost won't be the same for everyone. Some people will get a massive increase, and others will barely see a difference. Today, I'm breaking down exactly why refunds are rising, who benefits the most, what new IRS rules you need to follow, and how to avoid losing money. If an extra $1,000 sounds helpful, tap the like button, and let's jump in. The IRS says the average refund for the 2025 tax year, paid out in early 2026, is expected to rise by about 1/3. That pushes the typical refund up to roughly $4,151. Why? Because millions of Americans never adjusted their tax withholding after the new legislation passed, the bill many people call the One Big Beautiful Bill. In simple terms, your taxes went down, but the amount withheld from your paycheck stayed the same. So all that extra withholding is now building up into larger refunds. The IRS says this could create one of the biggest refund seasons in U.S. history. This refund jump doesn't impact everyone equally. The largest increases will go to people earning between $60,000 and $400,000 a year. If you're in that range, you're likely to see the biggest bump. But income below $40,000 won't see as much change. Lawmakers have said the tax cuts help middle-income earners far more than low-income workers. Do you think refunds should increase more for low-income workers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Studies show that Americans earning more than $217,000 a year will receive 6 out of every $10 in new tax benefits. This includes larger deductions, new thresholds, and adjustments to several credits. One major piece is the updated SALT deduction, which now allows up to $40,000 in deductions. But there is a limit. This deduction begins phasing out once your income passes $500,000, so the highest earners still face restrictions. The IRS recently released new guidance for workers who earn tips or overtime pay. These rules can save you thousands, but only if you follow them correctly. Tip deduction workers can deduct up to $25,000 in qualified tips from 2025 through 2028. But once your income reaches $150,000, or $300,000 for married couples, the deduction begins to phase out. Overtime deduction. Single filers can deduct up to $12,500. Married filers up to $25,000. But here's the key part. These deductions only apply if your employer reports your tips or overtime through official forms, like a W-2 or 1099. And here's the twist. For tax year 2025, employers are not required to submit that reporting. The IRS is only encouraging it. That means if your tips or overtime aren't documented properly, you might miss out on the deduction. Keep your wages, tips, and overtime income separate and clearly tracked. If you file your own taxes, consider meeting with a professional this year so you don't lose money by mistake. The IRS has also released the new federal income tax brackets for 2026. The tax rates stay the same, 10%, 12%, 22%, 24%, 32%, 35%, 37%. But the income ranges have been updated for single filers, married couples filing jointly, heads of household. These new thresholds affect how much tax you owe and how much refund you'll receive later. Feel free to pause the video here if you want a screenshot of the new brackets. The Trump administration has suggested the idea of reducing or possibly removing federal income tax altogether. But for that to happen, two major things would need to occur. Number one, federal spending would have to drop. Number two, the government would need to replace that revenue, possibly through increased tariffs. Both would need to happen at the same time. So while the idea is interesting, it's not something that could happen quickly. Here's what we know. Average refunds could rise by about $1,000. Middle and upper middle income households benefit the most. New rules for tips and overtime can save workers thousands if documented correctly. New tax brackets begin in 2026, and conversations about the future of federal income tax are just getting started. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button. It really supports the channel.